What's going on, everybody? Wally here with another Battlefield 4 commentary on obliteration on Operation Lockers. There's a little bit of obliteration. I would say it's like 90% obliteration on Lockers, and then it shifts into some domination on Siege of Shanghai. So sorry if I'm not really mixing it up, but on the Xbox 360, we're sort of limited on action when it comes to our player types and our game types, simply because of the fact that we don't have these big, expansive battles such as the PC has. So until the Xbox One, I'm probably going to limit myself, at least for commentaries, as long as they're concerned, to domination and obliteration games on small maps. It's not to say that I won't be streaming games that are in the bigger game types, but generally when I'm recording, I will most likely just record infantry gameplay, just because it is the most fun, it is the most action-packed, at least in my interpretation of the game. That is until the X1 drops, and then I will definitely be shifting my attention to bigger maps, especially on Conquest. I'll be getting in vehicles more, just because it's going to be a lot more fun, a lot more players to shoot at, and general just intensity that I'll be able to record with, and you'll be able to see as spectators, especially on the stream, or even if you guys want to come and get games with me, I'm good for that too. But I want to make an announcement here. Basically, I was approached yesterday, last night, because this video will most likely go out this morning, and I believe, yeah, today's the 9th, so I was approached last night about it, and LvLBF wants to bring a 32v32 North America and South America versus Europe tournament to the X1 in December. And they have asked me, along with a few other people, to kind of get players ready and get players kind of excited for this, in a sense. So I've been, in a sense, tasked with kind of bringing people together and saying, look, we want competitive players, we want YouTubers, we want people from the community that just enjoy the game to participate in an event like this, because it really isn't about the competitive scene. I mean, it definitely is going to help the competitive scene, but it's more or less going to help the entire scene in general. And the Xbox really has been lacking on its support, especially from third-party sources such as LvLBF and other big competitors. So in conjunction with Clan Lucky Strike, they're going to be helping us out big time with this. They're going to be throwing a lot of PR and a lot of their people at this, which is excellent for me and excellent for everyone in the community. There are a lot of other people that have also been willing to really lend their support, Drasco being one of them. Talking to Fets, and hopefully I'll be able to get in contact with Ice Viper, along with Spartan. Basically some YouTubers that I know of, to throw a little bit more exposure this way, which is good for the community. And then of course on top of it, I've been talking to a lot of the comp players that I know of. That's not to say that if I haven't talked to you yet or sent you a message, that's not because I don't know you or anything like that. It's just because I either haven't gotten around to it or I don't have you added yet on my friends list. But basically this video is just to go out to the people who know of my YouTube channel or maybe of my Twitch or my Twitter, anything like that. This is just a general video saying, look, if you guys want to participate in something like this, which is something I want to see, let me know. Send me a message, either on Xbox, send me a message on Battlelog, on Twitter, whatever. Send me a message being like, hey, I want to participate. I think this is a good idea. I want to be a part of something like this, and I will definitely get on it, because I'm not limited to the amount of players I can pick up. Obviously, it can only be a 32-man roster, but I'm probably going to shoot for a roster around 40-ish people. That's just in case we can't get some players to play, and if, like, saying I don't have to play. This is something that, like, I don't have to play, and I'd rather see other players play in it. Like, I might be able to shoutcast it or be just, you know, a guy just trying to put it together. I'm completely cool with that. I want to get people to play in an event like this. So my goal really is to get as much exposure generated towards this to make it kind of a big thing. And then the other thing too is I can only really recruit people that I know from the competitive scene. I don't really have a finger too much on the entire community. I know a lot of people within the community, but I only know more of the vocal, outgoing members of the community itself, and that is really limited to the Battlelog forums itself. I know people on there, I know the individuals that post there often, and then of course I know a few other people from a few external sources, but I don't really have the finger on everything in the community. Like, not everyone in the community knows my name. I would say that I'm more known in the comp scene, and that comp scene being very small, so that's the problem. But I'm limited in a sense to the amount of competitive players that I can put on the roster. I'm probably only going to be able to put maybe 15, maybe 16 at most competitive players, and then limit the rest to YouTubers and then people from the community who want to come in. But I think that's a good thing. We want to make it, and this is what I was told, and I agree with this wholeheartedly, we want to make it a match. don't really want to make it like a blowout. Not that we would blow out the EU or anything with our competitive players, but in a sense, we want to make it fair. We want to make it enjoyable for people to watch. We want to make it enjoyable for people to participate in. Because anyone who watched the London Showdown, those games, I mean, we did 3-0 Europe, but those games were much closer than they seemed. They were definitely much closer games. The obliteration game was much closer than a lot of people would let on, and I think all those games were much closer. And generally, this is a step in the right direction for the Xbox scene, because we really don't have anyone else really being like, hey, we want to help you guys out. We don't have that yet. So I don't think we as community members and competitive players should be like, well, we're going to turn this one down. Sorry, we're going to hold back and see if we get any better offers. I'm not one for that. I definitely want to help the scene as much as possible, even if it is 32s or 10s. Whatever LvLBF really wants to do for us, I'm completely okay with that. So I'll have a Google Doc going around most likely today or tomorrow. I still got to figure out which one to work with. And I'm just going to send it out to basically anyone I get in contact with. Basically, and really it's going to be kind of in a sense like the best way I can see to do it is I have to limit myself, again, like I said, to comp players and YouTubers. But I am going to try my best to get everyone in there. So if you guys are interested in something like that, please let me know. That I will get in contact with as many of you as possible. I'll send out my Skype and my information. Get in contact with me on Twitter, whatever it is, on Battlelog or YouTube. If you guys want to be a part of this, this is definitely something that is good for all of us. So if you're interested, please let me know. But other than that, that's pretty much it for me. I love all you guys, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. And I will try my hardest to get more than just locker footage. But that's about it for me. I love you all. Peace.